Hello everybody and welcome to another review. I got first theatrical movie review I have done since Godzilla, which I only done one other movie review since Godzilla other than this. It was Stage Fright. It's not that I'm getting lazy, there's just not a lot of things coming out now that I've had any interest in seeing. So that's that. But today I saw The Purge, Anarchy, and I was looking forward to this. I saw the previews, I liked the first one, and this one seemed to expand the universe a bit more. And this is one of those moments where I wish I didn't see any of the previews. I wish I just went in blind, because the previews do give a little too much away of what's going to happen in the story. And I think there was only like 2 main trailers. Maybe there was more, but I only saw 2 of them. I didn't see any TV spots either, which that was a big problem for me. But overall with this movie, I was just disappointed. I was kind of bored. I was expecting more craziness out of it, which I think they were trying to go for more gritty realism with it, which they do, but I don't know. I was just hoping, because it's called The Purge, Anarchy, I was hoping to see a little bit more anarchy in it. And it can't really be anarchy if that's what happens, and if this is a government regulated thing, then it's not really anarchy. This is what's going on. I know why they're saying anarchy, because it's basically like an anarchy happening. There was some minor cool subplots about it, like people who want to retaliate against the new founding fathers of America, where in this one they're called the NFFA, or I don't know why they just don't call them NFFA. So that sounds a bit easier to say, but whatever. I don't remember what the retaliation group is called, but that was pretty cool that it's kind of like reminded me of They Live, which is a very good movie. If you haven't seen They Live, it's a better movie than this. The Purge isn't really poorly made. It's just not executed very well. It has good angles every once in a while, but there are times where it's like this, very up close and personal with the people, and that kind of bothered me. It's just, you don't need the camera that close. I don't know why they did that, but they did, so whoopity. I'm not sure if this is the same director as the last one. It might be. It probably isn't, though, because it has a totally different vibe. This one's like camera seemed to be grittier, whereas the first one had a very clean camera. Excuse me. Which complements the grittier tone of this film. The problem is with this movie is that it dragged on a little too long, and I just started getting mad at the movie because I just I don't care. Let's get things going here. There's like a few things that would happen. They'd be like, something drags on, and then in between that there's someone trying to purge, but then nothing really happens in those purge moments. It just doesn't make sense, because I was hoping to see more chaotic moments. Like, there's a scene where a bus drives by and it's on fire. I thought that was awesome. I thought that was hysterical. I was hoping for more of that, just hoping for more chaos in the movie. There is chaos, but not as much as I was hoping, which could be just fault of me expecting something different. But it felt boring. It felt like it dragged on a little too much. And I know people don't like the first one, but at least with the first one, it's 80 minutes. It's done. It's over with. It's not nearly 2 hours long, like this one was. It wasn't nearly 2 hours long. We got out of the theater at 12:45. The movie started at 11. I have no idea when the preview started, because we showed up late, because online my friend said it said 11:15, and I think he was right when he said that they messed up the times, because even like 10 minutes after we got there, people were still showing up, so clearly someone messed up the time schedule. But anyways, back to The Purge, Anarchy. I've never, this is the first time I felt disappointed in a movie in a very long time. I wasn't even watching a lot of advertisements to get myself hyped up. I watched the 2 main ones that I remember, and then that was it. And I kind of was just, okay, that was the movie, and it was actually making me very angry. The problem with it is it's very predictable. I saw a lot of the stuff coming. It's just jump scare. There was jump scares a lot in abundance, and it got really annoying. There was jump scares when there didn't need to be jump scares. I don't get it. I'm sick of directors using unnecessary jump scares. You do not need jump scares to make people scared. Jump scares and loud bangs are not scary. It's startling. If they would have done with just like, if they were trying to do this in a more realistic sense, they should have like had it more focused and not have these 5 characters trying to survive the purge. They should have had it focused on the lead guy. I think they call him, he doesn't have a name, I think on the Wikipedia page, I think it's called the Commando, or the Commander, or the Commando, because I don't remember them giving him a name. But he gets these other 4 people like backpacked on him, and they're just kind of there. They're there to be there. They're not cannon fodder at all, which was very interesting because that's normally what people would expect from characters like that. They weren't cannon fodder, but they didn't have much characterization. I mean, the only reason why the 2 characters are in there is because their car broke down, and the only reason why the other 2 characters were involved in his story was because one of the subplots in this movie is that British people can have a safe purge where they can pay people to come to their house, and then they kill them because it's legal, and they don't have to go out and risk their lives to purge. No, they can just pay people to do it, and that's kind of what happens in the one scene. That's how those 2 characters get brought in. I think the movie would have been so much better if it focused on one of those moments, not trying to bring all of those characters into it, or have like a series of short films about each of these characters during the purge. I think that would have been a very interesting way to take it. I probably would have enjoyed this movie much more, and I think some people might have enjoyed it more too, because imagine that, a purge movie where you're getting different perspectives of the purge. And like the first segment is the couple's car breaks down, they have to get out. Second segment is the 2 girls who get captured for a private purge, and then the third story being the guy who's out to seek revenge. And then by the end, all the stories collide, and then they have to find a way out of it. That would have, I think personally, that would have been so much better. I mean, they couldn't all be going on at once. They'd have to like segment it into like time codes where like this person's story starting now, then this person's, then this person's. That, I think, would have been pretty cool. The acting wasn't terrible, but a lot of it felt wooden. The guy who played the lead guy, I think he should play the Punisher. He would make a great Punisher. He kind of has that vibe to him. Even though I still think the best Punisher is Thomas Jane or Dolph Lundgren. I don't remember the other guy's name who played the Punisher, but whatever. I think he was in Thor. I know that. He was in the Thor movie. He didn't do a bad job as the Punisher. I think the guys who played the Punisher actually did really well with the Punisher, but I don't know. The new Punisher movie wasn't that good. But anyways, back to Purge Anarchy. The acting wasn't bad, just felt at times really wooden. And the movie was just way too predictable. A lot of these jump scares can be seen coming. Like, I'll go like this in the movie if a jump scare happens because I have sensitive eardrums. So if a random loud bang happens, my ears will ring. So I'll go like this, and then lo and behold, a jump scare happens. And the previews gave away a very important plot point in the movie. I remember Cool Duder saying something about that. I was like, I know exactly what scene it's going to be. And it was that scene. The climax of the movie isn't really that entertaining either. It's just kind of happens and then it's done. I wish they would have went more with that. It seems as though they had to cut a lot back because they didn't have a big enough budget, maybe. Maybe if they had more money, but I don't know. Hopefully if they make another Purge, they can explore the rebels a bit more. That would be a story I'd want to see. I would actually see, if they make it about the rebellion against the Purge, I will see the next Purge. But if it isn't, I will not see the next Purge in theaters. That's at least what I'm saying now. It could be different later, depending on if the previous sparked my interest. But then again, with this Purge, the previous sparked my interest, and I was disappointed. Well, hopefully, everyone who's out there who's seeing this, I hope you enjoyed it more than I did. I just couldn't get that entertaining of a feel out of it. It felt too bland. It dragged on a little too much at too many points. It's not a terrible movie, but it did anger me. I saw better action movies this year, and I saw better horror movies this year. That's the problem with this movie. I saw everything that this movie had, I saw better already. Like The Raid 2, I'd maybe just want to watch The Raid 2 again, or They Live even. And that's the ultimate problem with this movie, is that this year alone there was better movies with that style. Anyways, I give The Purge a 2.5. I'm not going to give it any worse, because I think if I do that, I was angry at the movie, but I can't just completely flat out destroy a film, especially since it comes from a humble beginning of a home invasion thriller, and now they're finally expanding out to a deeper universe. Even though it did disappoint me, even though it did anger me, I can't just completely bash it. I hope they get enough money to do a very good third Purge, and I hope whoever sees it enjoys it more than I did. Anyways, guys, you take care.